ka na ba marinig ang kwento? Handa ka na ba bumilib ng todo? Sa ordinaryong tao may iba't ibang storyang hindi natin akalaing pwedeng pwede. Ang nakikinig, nag-iiba. Abante lang kahit may pangamba. Sa agos ng buhay, huwag patangay.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat, mga kababayan!
At maligayang bati sa mga viewers natin saan mang panig ng mundo. Maya, parang excited na excited ka. Ano bang meron ngayon at nadamay ako dito?
Nako, Trisha, talaga super duper excited ako kasi alam mo ba, we just launched our new show na Kakaiba Ka last Sunday. At di ba, naku, ang ganda ng mga feedback. But wait, there's more. Dahil ang ganda ng feedback natin, we invited some single ladies to be part of our K-Reactions episode last week entitled...
Ay, alam ko yan. Ako magsasabi niyan. Alam ko yan. Pag-ibig, pwede ba ang pwede na? Yan, with feelings yan, ha?
Wow, talaga naman. Feel mo. Ramdam na ramdam ko ang excitement. Ano kaya? Ay, naku, Trisha, lalo akong na-excite na introduce ang ating mga guests, no? Kasi alam mo ba, hindi pa nila napapanood. Okay?
Bakit?
Kasi kaya gusto natin makita ang kanilang reactions. Kaya tayo merong K-Reactions.
Kaya pala K-Reactions yung pangalan ng show na to. It makes sense.
Yes. At tayo ang ating mga K-Reactors. So, we will get their reactions on the episode. So, Trisha, wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa, no? Let's introduce our... Yes. Guess one, let's call on Miss Ivy Malakaman.
Hi everyone, my name is Ivy Malakaman and I'm an HR professional. I'm a certified BTS fan and I'm an old soul.
Ayan.
Old soul,
O, guest number 2 na tayo, Maya. Guest number 2, si Jack Espino.
Hello, good morning. I'm Jacqueline Espino. I'm working as a financial planning analyst. I love music and during this pandemic, I started to learn to play the guitar.
Wow, mukhang talented tong si Jack, ha, Trisha? So, ito kayang next guest natin, no? Let's call on our guest number 3, Tere Maitem.
Magandang umaga po sa lahat. So ako po si Tere. I work as an administrative officer and ever since nagsimula po yung pandemic, I started playing the ukulele and I really love dogs. We have 3 dogs dito sa bahay namin.
Wow! Naku, pwede ko pala ipaalaga kita yung mga aso namin, Trisha.
Teka, napansin ko, meron ng, sino ba yung first guitar ba? Guitar si Ivy, ukulele si Tere. Tingnan natin kung yung ating next guest na si Kirsty Rosiana ay marunong din mag-play ng instrument. Ano ang bet mo?
Palagay ko, feel ko.
Palagay mo, ano?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kirsty Rosiana. I'm working as a development business analyst, and I am learning how to play piano.
Ayun.
Yan.
Magbabanda na to.
Oo, meron tayong BTS Army. Ayan, meron tayong ukulele, guitar, and then piano. Tayo, Trisha, ang talent manager.
Ako, ano na lang ako, mascot. Ako yung ano mascot nila dun sa banda, no?
So, welcome, ladies, to K-Reactions. You all look great. Parang fresh na fresh sila, no, Trisha?
Oo.
Thank you.
Fresh na fresh, nahiya naman tayo, no? Mukhang ready na sila na manood.
Yes.
First time, no? First time nilang mapanood to. Yan.
Tama, no? You haven't seen this? So, this is your first, no?
First time po.
Exciting.
That's why you're invited here. Dito sa ating pilot episode sa K-Reactions, no? So, Trisha, please introduce the video.
Ayan. Panoorin natin yung Pag-ibig, pwede ba ang pwede na? Roll VTR.
Pangarap ko talaga magkaroon ng sariling family. Ang mahanap ang aking Mr. Right. At masimulan ang aming forever. Pero hindi ako yan. Yan ako. Guest, bridesmaid, forever bridesmaid. Never the bride. Mataas daw kasi yung standards ko. Kaya ayun, lahat kinakasal na. Ako, I'm still single. Minsan tuloy naiisip ko, imposible ba talaga tong pangarap ko?
I've always been a go-getter and a planner. Ever since I was a kid, I knew what I wanted. In fact, I have already planned my life. I remember I've always had this picture in my head that when I finish college and when I reach this certain age, I must have already fulfilled my dream job, which is become a news reporter. By the time I'm 25, I should be in a serious relationship, must get married by 28, and should have a baby before I turn 30. That was my standard of a good and successful life. The thing is with me, setting standards is second nature. Laging ang taas ng standards ko for myself, lalo na pagdating sa husband material. The problem is, when I entered the working world, reality hit me hard. Dahil napakadali magplano, pero ang hirap pala to make it into a reality. The journey to fulfilling my dream job was not a walk in the park, but I can say that finding the one was the hardest feat. I remember when I was single, I'd really put myself out there. I'd go travel, go party in a club, hang out with friends. Uso nun yung mga online dating apps. So, okay, sige, I would swipe left and right, hoping that, I can find the one through that channel. And even if I put myself out there, it seemed like the one is the one who's hiding. So come 2014, I turned 25. If we follow the plan, dapat by 25, I'm already in a serious relationship. But no, I was still single. And noong mga panahon na yon, my friends are starting to get engaged. Some of them have plans already of getting married. Others have kids. Parang feeling ko na pag-iiwanan na ako. And there came a point when I thought, maybe it's about time that I lower my standards. Kaso, pag naiisip ko yon that I'm gonna lower my standards, no, that's not me. I'm not the type to settle. And during that time, I still believed that the right person who will meet all my standards exists. Then, here comes a coffee conversation with a college friend. And during our conversation, I shared with her all my frustrations. And you know what? Her wisdom and response wowed me. Kasi sabi niya sa akin, you know what? Maybe Swedes, God just doesn't want to overwhelm you by giving you everything. Maybe He still wants to work on different aspects of your life. Like last year, He probably fixed your personal issues first. And then this year, sabi mo nga, nabibigyan ka na ng mga magagandang assignment at work. So maybe He's working on your career. And then maybe next year, pag okay na, malay mo naman, that's the time that He will allow you to meet the one.
Yes.
And you know what? While driving home, that conversation never left me. Sabi ko, oo nga no, all this time, I'm trying to look for the one by myself, but I never really sought God's help. I have this habit kasi na pagka end of year na, I do my own self-reflection. So ito na, last day of 2014, before New Year's Eve, I was having my self-reflection. For some reason, I kind of felt that, you know what? I think I'm ready. I feel that I'm ready to be in a relationship. So I remember getting a notebook and a pen, and there, I listed down everything that I want in a guy. And then I finalized my list of standards. On the first day of 2015, every night, and the nights after that, every time also that I visit our adoration chapel sa parish, I would pray and lift to the Lord all my standards. Sabi ko, Lord, if you're gonna bless me with a husband, please bless me with a man who is God-fearing, comes from a good and loving family, financially stable, street smart, and bonus mo na Lord, fifth standard would be charming. So,
Parang
I'll
same
be
kami.
proud to introduce him to my family and friends.
Oh, 5 yun.
And
5.
every time I pray for those standards, exact order. Lagi talaga yon, exact order, walang mintis. And feeling ko nga, kabisado na rin yun, and exact order ng mga dingding dun sa Adoration Chapel and sa loob ng kwarto ko. 5 months later, here comes my friend. She invited me to go with her in Zambales for a beach capade. It's for the Labor Day holiday. We were a group of 11 people then. Yung iba dun sa group, kilala ko. Yung iba naman, hindi. And that's when I met this guy named Adrian.
Yes.
When he was introduced to me by my friend, you know what? I don't know, but there was a weird feeling. I felt a kick in my stomach. And if you're familiar with the movie Twilight, the idea of getting imprinted with someone, that's how I felt. Parang si Adrian, how do I explain it? Adrian felt like someone I've known for a long time. Ganon. So, it was really a weird feeling. I didn't know why I felt that. So, okay, sige, I just brushed it off. So, after that Zambales trip, it was May. So, we would hang out as a group. And then later on, it will just be me and Adrian going out. So, he expressed that he likes me. So, we would go out. But the thing is, there were Sundays when we couldn't go out on dates. You know why? Because he needs to attend a prayer group. Sabi ko, ha? May ganong klaseng guy pa ba? Attending a prayer group? I mean, seriously? So, sabi ko, okay, so clearly, this is a God-fearing guy. The Lord ticked off already the first standard on my list, God-fearing. So, Adrian had this conversation with his dad. And then, towards the end of their conversation, he said, okay, Pops, bye. Love you. And then sabi ko, well, that's so sweet of him naman. I'm very observant kasi. So, doon pa lang, na-realize ko na, you know what? This guy comes from a very good and loving family. As I get to know Adrian more, I was slowly checking out the standards on my list. And the funny thing is, habang nire-reveal ni God sa akin yung personality and character ni Adrian, in exact order din, na-check yung mga standards ko. In exact order. And because I have known Adrian to be God-fearing, someone who comes from a good, loving family, he's financially stable, he is street smart and madiskarte. Those were all the reasons why I found Adrian charming and a beautiful person inside and out. So sabi ko, grabe, ang galing lang. With my efforts alone, I was single for 6 years. But when I started lifting up to the Lord all my standards, everything that I want in a partner, in a guy, I met Adrian after 5 months. And now we're happily married for 3 years. And I'm proud to say that we are blessed with a wonderful, beautiful daughter, Tala. So to all singles out there, if you're still looking and waiting for the one, maybe it's about time that you lift it up to God. Because trust me, kakaiba talaga kumilos si God. And while your prayer is still unanswered, keep the faith, never settle, and continue to trust that the Lord has a wonderful plan for you. And remember, He writes the best love stories too.
If you found my story inspiring and interesting, well,
Alright!
Alright!
Inspiring po.
Ano, kumusta mga ladies? Ano,
Grabe
excited
naman
ba kayo?
yun.
Kinilig ba kayo? Ayan. Pero break in, break out muna tayo kasi ang ganda ng episode.
Yes.
Also,
Sobrang nakakakilig naman yun. Sana all.
5 months.
Totoo. Kasama ako dyan sa Sana All.
oo. Actually, pangalawang beses namin ito napanood ni Trisha, pero kinikilig din kami, no?
Pareho pa rin ang feeling. No?
But it's not about us. So as ating mga K-reactors for today, no, we just wanna know, no? So ano yung naramdaman ninyo? Ano yung first reaction nyo when you watch it? So
Yan,
anybody
parang what was the most striking part of you? For you pala, what was the most striking part for you?
Ako sa umpisa pa lang parang sinasalamin na niya agad yung ano ko, yung life ko. Parang wait lang, parang story ko yata 'to, eh. So, ang
Wow.
dami kong nakuha sa kanya pero yung pinaka-last yung gusto kong ano, message niya yung God, writes the best love story. Very inspiring siya for me. Ayun.
nice.
Oo.
Oh. Anyone else?
Ako sobrang relate ako sa timeline. So, dati meron din akong at the age of ganito, gusto ko ganyan na yung ma-achieve ko. Tapos, yun. So, yung pinaka nag-strike sa akin na point is never settle.
Yes. Oh.
Totoo. Yung sa akin naman, yung sinabi niya na for 6 years, single siya because nag-rely siya sa efforts niya. Pero when she lifted it up to God, she got it after 5 months. So I think that's one of the example of how obedience can work for us kapag nag-obey tayo kay God and kapag binibigay na niya sa atin yung mga desires. Kapag binibigay na natin sa kanya yung mga desires natin. So yun yung sa akin.
Yeah. Sa'kin naman, nag-strike talaga yung yung sobrang matagal niya ng pinagdadasal, 'no? Parang sinabi niya na sa ulado na ng mga
Oo.
dingding ng Blessed Sacrament yung list niya ng standards at pati yung room niya. So, that means everyday niyang pinagdadasal talaga. And
Tama.
true enough, no? Parang fairy tale. At the end, na-meet niya si the one. Guys, mapapasana all ka talaga.
Sana
Yes,
all.
no? Sana all talaga, no? Curious lang ako, Trisha, no? I just wonder kung yung mga guests natin ngayon, meron ba silang parang personal story? You don't have to divulge the details, pero pwedeng nakarelate ko either positively or negatively. Like, siguro, very quickly lang. For example, nakarelate ako dun sa sinabi ni Sweden na baka dapat babaan ko na yung standard ko. Naku, may nagsabi rin sa akin noon, no? Dahil hindi pa ako nag-asawa, sabi sa akin, baka naman nataas ang standard ko, napaisip tuloy ako, no? So I just wonder sa mga guests natin ngayon, no? Mga single ladies, yung single ladies, meron ba kayong mga kwento na something like that na medyo nag-doubt na rin kayo dun sa inyong kalagayan na ano ba, darating na ba si the one? So I'm just curious, anybody can share.
Sa akin po nung I have college friend, very supportive college friends. Tapos kilala nila yung mga crushes ko. Tapos lagi nilang sinasabi na, "Uy, bagay kayo," ganyan. Tapos na-excite din ako, parang one of my inspiration going to school talaga yung mga crushes din. Sorry sorry pa. Kasama sila. Tapos, so ang dami na nila hanggang graduate ng college, ganyan. And then napansin ko na parang yung mga nagugustuhan ko sila sa physical appearance nila. But then walang parang hindi na-reciprocate yung feelings. Sabi ng mga friends ko na, "Merong isa sa'yo nagkakagusto, bakit di mo anuhin yun?" So, sabi ko, may standard kasi ako. So yun, naka-relate ako sa kanya na I have this checklist. But then, ayun, parang tumama din sa'kin yung timeline na ginawa niya kanina. Tapos na-feel ko rin talaga yun at naisip ko na baka nga kasi parang iba na yung mundo ngayon. Parang kailangan ko ng mag-go with the flow, kailangan ko ng maki-in dun sa mga ginagawa ng mga tao na kung sinong darating, sige go na, yun na lang. So, very ako dun, very relate ako dun.
Wow. Thank you rin for that, Totoo yun, no? Nung binanggit nga yun sa siya, baka ang taas ng standard mo. Napaisip ako, bakit ko naman ibababa? Kasi baka maging malungkot ako lalo, di ba? But I'd like to hear also from the others. Kaya meron ba kayong personal story din? O nung nakarelate kayo dun sa kwento ni
Ako naman, siguro, I was 27 years old at that time na. So, may someone from the past na nagbalik and sabi ko, baka 27 naman na ako, baka pwede na. And I was enjoying the attention then that I was getting from him. So, for the longest time, I build walls around myself. Parang mataas din yung standards ko. Pero sabi ko, 27 naman na ako, pwede na siguro. So, yun, ang pangit lang na naging ending kasi it was a heartbreak and parang
Oh.
painful din siya for me. Yun.
Mm-mm. Pero kumusta ka naman ngayon, Jack? Have
I'm
you...
happy now.
Oh, okay. Ayan. So,
Naman.
Siguro related din sa akin dun sa standards. Although I'm not exactly have set that standard before. So parang ano lang. Kasi I think easier para sa generation ngayon to be in a relationship if that's what you like lang. To just be in a relationship because it's
Yes.
everywhere. It's just one swipe. Parang ganun lang siya. Ang bilis lang. Tapos, siguro, doon din na part na, siguro kung gusto mo lang talagang maging in a relationship, I think you could get it in a few months time. Pwede yung possible talaga yung 5 months na meron na talaga. Pero yung differentiator lang din siguro talaga is dahil nag-set ka ng standard. And then, kung gusto mo talaga yung makuha, if you don't want to settle, yun yung ano ni Jack kanina, no? Lesson na ano ni Jack. Mas magiging masaya ka rin kasi. Kasi alam mong hinintay mo, pinagdasal mo, hinintay mo, tapos binigay sa'yo. I think yun yung pinakamagandang feeling. So, ano ba yung sinasabi ko? Yung point na siguro, I think na-pressure din yung speaker natin. Kasi yung lahat ng friends niya engaged din. Yung best friends ko din, engaged na din kasi lahat sila. Nagpaplano na din sila ng wedding. Tapos ako, sige, ako bahala sa cake. Ganun na lang ako palagi. Cake. Ganun na lang palagi yung role. So, medyo, din siya. Tapos parang sinasabihan ka na, firstly, sabi ka lang kung meron kang question always na yan na merong place sa invite. Parang, sorry talaga, wala. So, I think sa pressure na part, so dapat huwag ka lang talaga.
Lost Christy. Ayun, there you go. Yan. Sumagot na yung tandang para sa'yo. Maybe one last, Ivy, you have anything to share?
Yes. So, dun at this point in my life, nandun na ako sa age na talagang ramdam yung pressure. Even my parents are telling me to get married. I remember I just celebrated my birthday this week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Guess what my dad's wish for me was? He
Mag-asawa ka
deliberately
na?
told me, he deliberately told me to get married. Go and get married right there and then. And I just laughed. Every time I hear them say that to me, parang ano na lang, pasok dito, labas dito. Because I'm at the point where I know I'm not yet ready. But of course, nandun yung question natin na ano nga ba yung standard ng pagiging ready? How can you know that you're ready to get married and be in a relationship and get married? But I just know in my heart na parang God is telling me na it's not yet the right time. And he will tell me, I trust him that he will tell me when it is the right time. So parang ngayon, chill, ganyan. But ano naman, hindi ko i-deny na sometimes it gets to me na parang yung pressure to get married. But trusting the Lord.
Thank you, Ivy, no? So, nakakatuwa yung mga kwento ng ating mga key reactors. Sobrang nakaka-relate ako. But I also know, no, for the information of our guest today, no, ako, I'm happily married, but Trisha is also happily single. Trisha, baka you can also share a bit, no?
Kaya nga while I was listening to you, kasi I'm much older than you, di ba? Pero yung pare-pareho rin naman yung natin, yung insights natin na we should not be afraid to set a standard. we should not be afraid to not to settle. Kasi, it's okay not to settle. It's okay to have standards. Pero most of all, like what you said, like especially like what Ivy said, everything happens in God's time. It's all in God's hands. It's all in God's time. So talagang all we have to do is to rely in that timing, di ba? And again, ako idadagdag ko siguro Maya tsaka sa mga kasama natin dito, is that wherever we are, whether we are in our 30s, in our 20s, in our 40s, in our 50s, na whether especially if we are single, maganda yung talagang we will flourish while we are. Yung amidst all of the peer pressure, hayaan niyo silang mag-pressure sa atin. Basta sa atin kung anong gusto ni Lord, kung kailan ang gusto ni Lord, di ba? Tapos
Oo.
nun, all in God's time, and then we bloom where we are planted while
Yes.
waiting for the one.
Yan.
Di
Oo.
ba?
Kaya sa pag-ibig, hindi pwede na.
Pwede na. Totoo yan.
So with that, before we end, I'd like to ask yung ating mga guests for today in K-Reactions, ano yung kakaibang lesson na napulot nyo doon sa sharing ni Sweden? So, 1 or 2 lines lang, no? So anybody can share, ano yung importanteng lesson na natutunan nyo?
Sige. Rinig ba ako? Nawawala ko.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, siguro yung naalala ko din is parang meron siyang 5 standards, and then the last one was charming. But as she got to know, as she ticks off all those standards, she found Adrian charming. So I think that is somehow redefining what really is charming. It is not limited on how other people perceive a person to be charming. It is you who will define what
Yes.
charming is. So yun yung sa akin. Thank you!
Maganda yan. Maganda. I like that.
Kaway-kaway, pang Miss
Ganun
Universe.
ba?
Okay. And
Sino next natin?
Okay naman yung siguro yung comparison niya dun sa waiting sa kanong, di ba parang 6 years and then 5 months. Parang na-realize ko sa sarili ko na the pain of waiting, parang mo-overcome siya ng joy kapag dumating na siya. Pag nakita mo na si the one. So, parang, amazing lang sa pakiramdam na, makakalimutan mo lahat ng mga masalimuot, mga pangit na mga pagkaan. So, yun, really trust the Lord in His timing. He knows the best.
Worth the wait talaga, no? Worth the wait yan. Let's claim that. Next natin. Yung tanda mo, yung manok kanina pa, no? Parang gusto
na
mo
rin yung
gano'n.
mag-share.
Mag-share eh.
Sige, sa akin naman, definitely wait for God's best for you. Let Him write your story. Again, nasabi din ni Swedes kanina, no? Let Him write your story and you will be surprised. You will get answers to your prayers and even more than that, no? So be prepared to be surprised kasi kakaiba nga siya kumilos. Sabi din nga ni Swedes.
galing.
Ako, while waiting, trust that God is working His best plans for you, and He's making you more ready and prepared for the best one.
Yes.
Ganda. Mga tagus sa puso yung mga sa Trisha.
Nakakatuwa, to hear all these reactions.
So very well said, no? So again, thank you so much. Dear ladies, no? Alam ko mahirap dahil hindi lang peer pressure, minsan may parent pressure pa sa case ni Anna.
Mahirap yun eh. Kasi kasabay nun sa pag-asawa, maghahanap ng apo.
Yes.
Sunod na siya.
Sunod-sunod na yan.
So thank you so much for joining us today in K-Reactions, and we hope we had a wonderful time. Yan. Trisha, anything else you want to say to them?
Ayun, maraming salamat for sharing your very wonderful reactions this morning. At I'm sure maraming matutuwa, maraming matututo doon sa mga highlights na shinare ninyo.
Oh, Trisha, sobra ako nag-enjoy sa reactions nila.
Ako din. Kaya kong gawin ng isang buong araw to.
Grabe. Pero don't worry, Trisha, dahil sabi mo, kaya mo itong gawin ng buong araw. May kasunod pa yan.
Ay, gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yan, Maya.
Pero bago tayo magkaroon ng next K-reactions, next Sunday muna, we will have our next episode 2.
Uy, anong episode 2 natin, Maya?
Oh, nakakatuwa, Trisha, yung kwentong ko.
Ano?
Pandemic ngayon. Maraming nagugutom. So, merong isang na nag-decide siya na tulungan tong mga nagugutom na mga tao. Aba, alam mo, sa desisyon niya magtumulong siya pang napahamak. Interesting story.
Nako.
Kakaiba talaga. Kaya sa susunod, kakaibang kwento. Nako, talagang magandang gawa ng another K-reactions yung kwento niya. No? Next Sunday, 4 p.m., samahan niyo sa Sweden as she interviews itong tao na to na merong kakaibang kwento.
Ayan, mukhang masaya to at exciting to na talagang kakaiba. At saka sure ako dahil merong bagong episode, meron uling K-reactions.
Yes, tama ka, Trisha.
Yes.
Kaya, dear viewers, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our Kakaiba page and also sa YouTube channel, no? I-share niyo naman para maging updated kayo sa ating programa. So with that, we say thank you hanggang sa susunod na
K-reactions.
Bye!
Bye!
Kakaiba ka. Kakaiba ka. Kakaiba.